Hey, welcome back to the channel, Sweet Little Notes. Can't wait to have you here today to learn with me about the band. So we're going to start off by discussing what is a band. So a typical band you see on stage usually consists of three main instrumental groups, those being woodwinds, which give color to the piece, the brass, which gives the big fanfares and the big melodies to a song, and the percussion, the beats to a song. Now, the first section we're going to look at are the woodwinds. Now, the woodwinds consists of the following instruments: flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoons, and saxophones. Now, there's different kinds of saxophones as well in a band, including altos, and tenor, and baritone saxophones. And in some bands, there might be a few piccolos in addition to those flutes as well, and then a few bass clarinets in addition to the regular clarinets. Now, where do all these woodwinds fit into a band? Well, the flutes usually are in the first row on stage left, and the piccolos are also thrown in to the flute section as well. The oboes are usually in between the flutes and the clarinets, and something special about these oboes are that they are the ones that are usually tuning the band, which means they'll play their concert A, their A, to make sure everybody is in tune and to make sure that nobody is sharp or flat. And then we have the clarinets, who are on stage right and in the first and second row. We also have the bassoons in between the alto saxes and the tenor saxes, from my experience. And then we have the alto saxes on stage left in the second row. We have the tenors in the center of the second row. And then we have the bari saxes all the way in the back. Now we're going to talk about the brass section. The brass section usually consists of trumpets, trombones, French horns, euphoniums, also called baritones, and then tubas. Now the trumpets are usually on stage left and are kind of in the back. And then we have the trombones on stage right in the third row. We have the French horns on the very leftmost stage towards the audience. And then we have the tuba in between the euphonium and the baritone saxes. And then we have the euphonium, also known as the baritone, in between the trombones and the tuba. Now, we're going to talk about the percussion instruments, the beat or the special effects, as you would, of the band. So some instruments include snare drum, bass drum, and tenor drum, kettle drums, more commonly known as timpani, xylophone, bells, marimbas, vibraphones, chimes, and cymbals. Some more include tambourines, triangles, cowbells, woodblocks, shakers/maracas, and tam-tams/gongs. Now, they're usually along the back wall or the very back of the band. So you may have noticed that there's a conductor at the front of the band, so we're going to discuss what a conductor does really quick. So a conductor helps keep the band in time and keeps them on track and helps them stay on tempo. They also help cue in different instruments and helps them tell them when to come in. For example, if there is a really well-known part and let's say alto saxes need some help with coming in, No offense to alto saxes, by the way. The conductor will wave them in, and they'll come in. And then they're usually on the podium in front of all the instrumentalists and in front of everybody. They're also the ones that usually introduce the pieces to the audience. Now, what are the different kinds of bands? Well, it really depends. So, a concert and symphonic band is the typical band that you'll think of. They usually perform on a stage during concerts, and they'll perform various different types of music, including film scores, classical music, modern pieces, anything that you would imagine in a typical concert. So marching bands / pep bands, they usually play during your typical games like basketball, football, and such. They'll play upbeat music to get the crowd excited about the game, including maybe the national anthem at the beginning of the song, a victory march at the end, or a halftime show. Jazz bands. These include a different mix of instruments and might not include all the typical instruments in a normal concert or symphonic band. Some instruments you might see are a drum set, an electrical guitar, a trumpet, a piano, all the different saxophones. And then we also have a small ensemble. This is not really a band, but I just decided to put this in this video just for some clarification and to include this in a video. So a small ensemble can be different groups of musicians and really doesn't have really a solid definition, but it can include woodwinds, like a group of woodwinds, brass, strings, piano, a group of pianists, saxophones, duets, trios, and a lot more. Just mix those different types together. Thank you for watching today's video on what a band is. If you liked this video and learned something new, don't forget to like this video, to share this with a friend, and to subscribe to this channel. If you would like to be featured on this channel or would like me to share a performance with the fans, don't forget to click on the link in the description below to access the form so we can be in touch. Thanks again for watching, and as always, see you next time.